Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share a little bit with you around this topic about the ROI for supplier diversity. However, they told me I have 20 minutes to cover the topic. I said, that's like asking a Baptist preacher to keep it short. That's going to be tough, okay? But as I was prepping for the discussion today, I really was thinking about a couple of issues. One of them being that there is a client I've got in Louisiana, a gentleman named Louis Thibodeau, who built a 10,000 square foot home and rebuilt after the storm. Took him over a year to get it done. One is the name of the person who pushed me in that pool. The point of my conversation is that when it comes to this topic of supplier diversity, I realize that some of you are here today because you jumped into the pool. Some of you might have been pushed into the pool. Some of you might have had that arm twisted behind your back saying you are going to the luncheon today, aren't you? Well, it doesn't matter how you got in the pool. This is a topic that once you're in, you figure out from a corporate perspective, because I'm going to go to the vernacular of my 15-year-old son. And those of you that sit in a corporate diversity, supplier diversity seat, raise your hands if you would, please. As my son would say, I'm going to come from the dais and get all up in your grill here in just a second, okay? Those of you who are minority-owned businesses, just come along with me for the ride for a second. We're going to talk about this topic about how do you link this issue, and the only thing I want to lift from the experiences that you heard earlier is my role at the University of Houston was in the College of Business and not the School of Psychology, Sociology. With that being said, my focus has been and is always how do we help an organization make the connection to either their top line revenue growth, their bottom line cost reductions, or their pipeline recruiting, retention, and talent management. And there are numbers and ways to make this connection so that this is no longer just a feel-good social justice dialogue. I just made a presentation before the board of an organization in Vegas where they met this past week. In their case, the fiscal connections I was able to show them exceeded $700 million a year around both workforce and supplier diversity. Needless to say, their chief financial officer knew right away that $50 million in cost savings equaled a penny on an earnings per share basis. Rest assured, I had their attention. What I'm going to share with you today is a very abbreviated version. Diversity and managing it can drive the numbers. It does take a bit of rigor, but two quick things I want to drop down a silo on before my 20 minutes are up, because I'm just about at that bewitching hour. One, we all have pet peeves. One of mine is hearing supplier diversity in corporate seats say, this particular company came to knock on my door to do business with us and assume just because we're a minority or women-owned business, we'd write them a check. No idea what we do, haven't their homework, don't have their act together, and want me to help them. I don't have time. Well, true. This is not about creating social programs. Those individuals who are coming to you asking you for assistance today may be you when the company rifts or retires people, then you decide to go out on your own. And you may not have some of the skills necessary, though you're sitting in a corporate seat today, to now become chief cook and bottle washer of a company, as opposed to filling the tasks you get a paycheck for every day. When someone knocks on your door and says, I'd like to sell something to you, even if you don't have time, even if they don't have their act together, then have a relationship with somebody in this community that you can say, I can't help you with some of the things you need, but firstly, give Dick a call. Call and talk with, find out what programs they have available, and now when you've got your act together, come back and we'll talk about doing some business. But don't assume that just because they don't have their act together, that means they're not capable of providing a good or a service. Because there's a lot of people here today who have the courage to jump out on their own. And for those of you who have never let go of the safety net, it's real easy to sit back and say, how could you come knock on my door and not have all bases covered? Okay? I have a real quick quiz, and my quiz is, those of you in particular that may be up in your grill, as my son would say. First question, first part of the quiz. Who was one of the Nobel Peace Prize winners in 2005 or even 2006? Can you name the last 3 shuttle astronauts? Second part of the quiz, can you name a teacher in high school that made a difference for you?